Alright guys, it's finally time to start shooting arrows, and the first arrows will go through the paper. This is the archery series, this is episode 14, we're gonna paper tune our bow. We're gonna need a backstop, and for that we're gonna use a 36 square foot pack of exercise mat tiles, the cheapest solution around, link is in the description. You can also use them as a target and then buy smaller packs to replace the front ones when you need it. Leave them in the box they come with and fix the box on top of any support that you can find that is gonna hold them more or less at the height of your chest. While we are building our DIY backstop, let me give you a little piece of advice which is very important. Paper tuning is just the first step. A bow is not tuned until it groups. It's nice to start with a bow that shoots arrows straight, but that doesn't mean that your bow is tuned. And in the next couple of videos we're gonna group tune the bow, and that's where your bow is gonna be actually finally tuned. Now back to our setup. Place the backstop underneath our paper tuning jig and set the top part of the paper tuning jig just about 1 inch over the backstop. If you don't have a paper tuning jig, check out our video number 4, the easiest and cheapest way to do a paper tuning jig that actually works. Then move the backstop away from the paper tuning jig, the distance of an arrow plus about 5 inches. Place our new parchment paper in the top clamp of the paper tuning jig and cut it at about 12 inches, and then place the bottom part to keep it straight. Stand about 6 feet from the paper. You want the arrow to go through the paper as soon as it clears the bow. Set your sight at the minimum distance and aim at the top corner of the paper square. As usual, best form possible, best anchor point possible, smooth release. And that's our first tear. We can already see that we have a bit of left tear. Shoot the same arrow through the paper again to make sure that the tear is consistent and you're not causing the tear by not having a consistent shooting form. We had 2 left tears, now we're gonna shoot a different arrow through the paper just to make sure that it's not the first arrow that it's defective and it's causing the tear. As you can see, we had 3 equal left tears, tip of the arrow entering a little bit on the right, tail of the arrow passing through the paper on the left. And let's get to understanding paper tuning and how to make corrections. If you get a perfect bullet hole, it means that the tip of your arrow and the tail are passing exactly by the same spot, and that's what you want to achieve. That means that the center shot of your bow is perfect and the arrow, spine and poundage of the bow are a perfect match. If you have a high tear, that means that the arrow is coming out of the bow with the tail higher than the tip. In this case, first thing you always try moving the arrow rest. In this case you move the arrow rest up. If it doesn't work, you can try moving the knocking point down. If that doesn't work as well, you should try shortening the arrow if you can, if you have enough arrow length. In the opposite case, in which you have a low tear, meaning the arrow is coming out of the bow with the tail lower than the tip, you try always, once again, moving the arrow rest first, and you try moving the arrow rest down. If that doesn't work or it's not enough, you try moving the knocking point up or increasing the length of the arrow if you can. Now let's go to the horizontal level, and if you have a left tear, meaning the arrow is coming out of the bow with the tail left of the tip, once again you start by moving the arrow rest, and in this case you move it right. If that doesn't work, you can try to shorten the left bus cable to lean the top cam a little bit on the left. If that doesn't work as well, you can try stiffer arrows. Opposite situation, right tear, the arrow is coming out of the bow with the tail on the right of the tip. You first try moving the arrow rest left. If that doesn't work, you can shorten the right bus cable to lean the cam a little bit on the right. If that doesn't work as well, or it doesn't fix the whole problem, you can try using a less stiff arrow. If you have a combination of the horizontal and vertical plane disalignment, high left, high right tier, low left, low right tier. You always start by adjusting the vertical plane, so high and low, and then the horizontal plane left and right, and then you readjust high and low and left and right up until you get perfectly in the middle, a perfect bullet hole. If you don't know how to adjust the cam leaning of the bow, which is called jog tuning, check our video number 8 where all tuning of the bow are explained. Now back to our bow. We have quite a bit of a left here, so we're moving the rest 2 notches right. You can do smaller adjustment, but I already know that 2 notches on my rest are gonna fix the problem. Then we shoot 3 times more the same arrow. As you can see, we already got a perfect bullet hole. Then we shoot once again always the same arrow. We don't want any external factor to affect our tier. Always the best form possible. Another perfect bullet hole. Again, same arrow, best form possible, smooth release, and as you can see, we got 3 perfect bullet hole. So bow is paper tuned, arrows are coming out straight. That's the optimal condition to start the actual tuning of the bow, which is group tuning, which we're gonna see in the next video. So stay tuned, and as usual, like the video, but most important, please subscribe to the channel to help it grow.